Hey guys, welcome to day 7 of my Vlogmas project series thing, whatever you want to call it. Diving straight into it, what I wanted to talk about today is tattoos. It's something that I touched on, I think it was yesterday's video. I mentioned the whole skin deep thing, been reading it for years. For as long as I can remember, I've had an interest in tattoos and the art form and all this. I can remember when I was a kid, I had a friend who lived 2 doors away who had all these tattoo magazines, or a mum had all these tattoo magazines, and we used to kind of steal them. We'd sneak them away because we weren't supposed to look at them, I think, if I remember correctly, because they'd have some amount of nudity in it, but we used to go through and have a look at the designs and all this, and it was always kind of cool. It got to a point where I knew I really wanted to have tattoos, but couldn't ever think of any designs or anything that I wanted, because I had this worry that I know a lot of people kind of talk about, with the idea that what's that going to look like when you're 70, you know, or you're going to regret that in so many years' time. So I had that run through my head all the time. I was like, but am I still going to really enjoy this afterwards? And I just worried about it far too much. And it came to a time when I just went, right, I'm going to pick this one thing. It's a design I generally like. It's got some kind of connection to me. I'm just going to go for it. It's not too big. It's not tiny. And I went for it. And that my first one, which is this one here, I don't know how well you can see it. I'm going to post some pictures up. Some of them might be really low res because they'll be, I may have taken the pictures years and years and years ago. But this one here, it's the keywork design, which relates to one of my favourite bands, Coheed and Cambria. Now, I love their music. I've been following them. I got into them, I think it was a year after their first album came out, and they've just been huge for me since then. So I've been following them throughout, and I figured even if I fall out of love with any music they put out, then I still have the love for the old music, and I just generally like the design, so I went for it. And it actually turns out to be that it was 12 years ago today that I got this done. I only found out thanks to the reminders memories thing on Facebook, so thanks for that. But this will jump forward to present day for now. The reason why I chose today to talk about tattoos, I was going to bring it up earlier, but I figured I'd leave it for today specifically because I went for a new tattoo. I got a new tattoo done today. I would show it you like right now, but I've got it on my lower leg and I can't really get my foot up to the camera, so here's a picture of it. And yes, it is a chicken. There is a reason behind the chicken. This relates to me, obviously, my wife, my brother and his wife, to do with a drunken night where a chicken got brought up for no apparent reason, thinking that it was in the game that we were playing, and it wasn't. But it all just descended into us all drunkenly shouting "chicken" and all this. But strangely, it stuck with us. This was like 7 years ago or something, and it's something we still do. Anytime someone brings up chickens in any way, we still do this thing. So just as a silly little design and something that connects us and all this, we went for those today, all 4 of us. So that is my 9th tattoo now, which shows how much it's changed from being someone who's really worried about getting their first one as to whether they're going to regret it or not, to now I have 9, and I have my 10th one booked to get started. It's a large one, and I won't spoil it just yet because the appointment is during Vlogmas, so I will just show and tell at the time. But yeah, it was a strange thing. I found that when, after all that worry, when I started getting this one done, like very soon into it, my head just started going, Actually, there's this design that would be really cool. I wonder if I should start looking into this kind of style or this kind of style, and just coming up with loads of ideas for other tattoos that I wanted. And that's how it's been since. I have most of my body kind of planned in things that I would like to get done. It's just been getting the money together. So, but as I say, I got 9. The chicken is on my left leg, which I kind of consider to be my collections leg now. I've got kind of thematic ideas for most parts of my body, but that one is one where I give myself a bit more freedom to go, right, there's just this one little thing that I'd like to get, or if there's a particular artist I'd like to get something from, then I can go, right, just do something on that leg, and then I can have a piece by that artist. So that's the idea of that part of my body. To quickly run through the other tattoos that I got. My second tattoo was Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. That's on my right leg. Hopefully as I'm going through this I'm putting up pictures as well. I remember to edit those in. So yeah, I got Jack Skellington because Nightmare Before Christmas is one of my favourite all-time films, and yes, I know it's kind of cliched, especially with all the memes of emo kids going to Hot Topic or whatever else, but I fell in love with it for the first time I ever saw it back in the 90s on VHS, and it also made me kind of fall in love with the whole kind of claymation, stop motion animation style anyway. So there's that, which I want to expand on. I'm trying to think, what was my third one? My third and fourth one are the ones that I've got on my neck, which is, as a lot of you guys probably know, treble clef and a bass clef. This is an indication of my love for music in general, but also it has another meaning because when I was in one of those bands I talked about in a previous vlog, we didn't have a proper setup to like hear ourselves at the right levels and that, and being young and stupid, the way I would help hearing myself is I literally just put my head like this next to my amp, really stupidly. So I've got a bit of damage in the hearing in this ear. It's not a massive thing, it's not something that seems to cause any issues, but it can be noticeable if I pay attention to it. So the reason the bass clef is there is because of the slight roll off I've got of the higher frequencies in this ear. So there's that little story as well. My fifth tattoo is a vampire cupcake. Now this is a design done for the Brainless Tales comics up online. I actually reached out to the guy and asked his permission to get it tattooed, but it was also, one, I just love the idea of vampire cupcake, 2, I love the guy's style, and 3, it was for part of Cupcakes for Heroes, which was a group of tattoo artists went around at conventions and the like and would tattoo cupcakes on people, and the money they got from that, it'd be at a lower rate, so you get them for like 20-30 quid, and all the money they got went to the Help for Heroes charity. So I wanted to get something done for that, and I love this piece, so that was the piece that I got. Along a similar line, I believe is for Help for Heroes again, at the Manchester International Tattoo Convention. I forget the year off the top of my head now, but I got my 6th tattoo, and that is of a swallow. Again, this was another opportunity to do something for charity as well and get something that I would enjoy, and it was the first tattoo that me and my wife got together. So she hasn't got exactly the same thing, but we both got swallows together, so it was that there's multiple layers to that one. My 7th tattoo is of an anchor, and with the rope going again in the shape of a treble clef, this making it a bit more personal to me for, again, the interest in music and all that, but the anchor is also there as a symbolism for my love, my commitment and all that to my wife. So I'm indicating like this because she's actually in bed right now, which is why I'm talking a bit quieter. But she actually hasn't got hers yet, but she is going she better be getting it. My 8th tattoo, which I got actually at the same time as the anchor one, is, as I'm sure has been seen in most of my videos, is the semicolon. And this is to do with, for anyone who doesn't know, the Semicolon Project, which is an organization to kind of spread awareness about people with mental health issues and suicide prevention, that kind of thing. The whole idea of the Semicolon Project and the tattoo is the semicolon grammatically can be used in writing where the author can put a full stop, but they have chose to use a semicolon instead and carry the sentence on. And that has the kind of connection to, there is a point in someone's life where they are struggling really hard. They could decide to do something pretty final about it, but they decided to fight on. They are persevering through their troubles, even if they are still really badly struggling, or if they've managed to come out the other side of it. That is a symbol that they chose, even in the darkest of times, to fight on. And I got it as a symbol or a way of helping to spread that kind of message, and also because it's a place I found myself before, so a very personal one, even though it's a very small one, if you get it. So, but yeah, that's the hopefully brief history of my tattoos and my interest in tattoos. There's still, like I say, many that I have planned, so they'll probably show up on the channel as they go along. I don't know if I'll do any videos dedicated on them, unless it comes to like another Vlogmas or something like that. But if anyone wants me to talk more about tattoos, or any of my particular ones, maybe I can go into a bit more depth. I don't know how much I can, but maybe if I could go into a bit more depth, you have any questions, even if it's just about how I found the whole process of being tattooed, or if anyone wants to discuss tattoos in any way, or designs, ideas and that, feel free to leave comments or whatever. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.